Did Donald Trump just stage a phony assassination attempt, this time in Florida? Was this all just a hoax? Now, look, I am not making that assertion. I am not claiming that this was faked. This may have been an actual assassination attempt, but I have questions. And that is my problem. That is really what the subject of this video is about. Not really whether or not Donald Trump faked an assassination attempt, or whether he faked the previous assassination attempt. But really, my focus here is, why is nobody asking any questions about this? That's my biggest problem with both the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania and this one now outside of at Mar-a-Lago. The mainstream media does not seriously ask any questions. That's the problem. I mean, isn't that their freaking job, is to get to the bottom of things and to ask questions, especially when things don't really make sense, especially when there are highly suspicious facts surrounding the alleged incident. They should be asking questions. I mean, for crying out loud. They still haven't even demanded medical records from the last assassination attempt, right? Donald Trump supposedly got shot in the ear. We have not seen any medical records about the injury. Nothing. And the media couldn't care less. A presidential candidate was apparently shot, and they don't even demand to get, to get to see the medical records. They just drop it. You don't think that's highly suspicious? And why wouldn't Donald Trump want to release those medical records, by the way? I mean, he's made so much hay of the assassination. He's selling all kinds of merchandise. He mentions it all the time, but he doesn't release the medical records to support the injury. And look at this one here in Florida. I mean, the timing is highly suspicious, and it should make people just question things. I mean, he just got his ass kicked in a debate less than a week ago. The news coverage for the past week has been horrible for Donald Trump, leading off with that disastrous debate and his ridiculous comments about immigrants eating pets, and then his doubling down on that, and then his vice presidential running mate making stupid comments about immigrants eating pets. He's been getting destroyed on this issue. Then we have all this information coming out about Laura Loomer and whether or not he's having a sexual relationship with this woman who is a racist, who is a conspiracy theorist, an absolute unhinged, deranged lunatic. She is a 9/11 truther. She thinks that 9/11 was an inside job perpetrated by the government. And Donald Trump took her to 9/11 memorial services. You're going to take a 9/11 truther, conspiracy theorist, to a 9/11 memorial service? I mean, he's been getting absolutely horrible press coverage for the last week. And then all of a sudden, we have this assassination attempt, and all of that just magically disappeared. Now we're back to what Trump wants to be, what he wants the media coverage about him to be about, and that is Donald Trump, the victim. No longer is the media talking about his disastrous debate performance and or whether or not he's even cognitively all there or has the ability to be president again, or talking about his batshit crazy comments about the immigrants and the eating pets and all that stuff, or sleeping with a racist potentially and bringing her to 9/11. All of this stuff. Instead of talking about that, the media is now obsessively covering the assassination attempt story, where Donald Trump gets to play the victim, where everybody's out to get him. His political enemies are trying to kill him. How convenient. How convenient. But no, that doesn't raise any suspicions with the media. Or how about the fact that within minutes of this supposed assassination attempt, the Trump campaign was already sending out fundraising emails. Nobody finds that highly suspicious. It's almost like the email was ready to go. I'm not saying that was the case. I'm not saying that this was faked. I'm just saying that there's a lot of things here that are highly suspicious and deserve to be questioned. That's it. And my problem is that the media doesn't ask any damn questions. None. They're completely uncurious about this. Look at the JFK assassination. We're still questioning it 60 years later. Donald Trump, this just happened yesterday, and there's no questions. We are just supposed to accept it. Just based on statements. We're just supposed to accept it. We're not entitled to any facts. We're not entitled to any evidence. I mean, we're just supposed to accept the fact that Donald Trump was actually shot in the ear. We're not entitled to see any medical records. We're not entitled to any facts here either. And if you don't just accept it, if you ask any questions, then you're a conspiracy theorist. Then there's something wrong with you. You're a deranged nut. Why is it that, we have to give the benefit of the doubt to anybody accused of a crime, right? They're presumed innocent, and we have to constantly say allegedly, right? Oh no, but if there's an assassination attempt of Donald Trump, well, that person who supposedly, the suspect, well, he's definitely guilty. And we don't say allegedly, otherwise we're conspiracy theorists nuts. We don't say the alleged assassin. No, it happened. Because Donald Trump said it happened. Because the Secret Service said it happened. Look, I don't trust the Secret Service. I don't trust the FBI. Why the hell would you? They have been caught in lie after lie after lie over the last several years. Look at the Secret Service lied to Congress and the January 6th committee. They covered up what Donald Trump did on January 6th to protect him. They lied to Congress to protect him. Why the hell would you believe anything the Secret Service says about anything? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, let me try that again. That doesn't necessarily mean they're lying or that they were part of some, hoaxed assassination attempt. But what it should mean to you is that you shouldn't just take at face value anything they have to say. If they say something, okay, back it up with some freaking proof. I don't trust anything that comes out of these people. And when the media doesn't even ask obvious questions, that's the problem. That's the problem. And when we don't get full and complete information and we don't get obvious questions asked, and when we don't expect reasonable answers to those obvious questions, I think responsible people have a right to be skeptical of what they're being told. We deserve facts. We deserve truth. We deserve evidence. And we don't get that. We get it happened because we said it happened. And if you even question, then you're a nut. Well, screw that. Screw that. And screw the media for not asking any of the obvious questions. And for, and whether or not this happened, okay, if it happened, I'm sorry, this is not a big fucking deal. Okay, Donald Trump wasn't injured. Donald Trump wasn't even shot at. Nothing happened to him. All right? This was a nothing burger incident. Nothing happened. So why are we going to talk about this forever and ever? Okay? We are in the midst of a presidential campaign. It's literally just weeks away. And we're going to talk about this? How is this relevant to a presidential campaign? Okay? Assume it happened. Some deranged lunatic, set up outside the fence and with his GoPro camera and his AK-47, and he was planning on taking a shot at Donald Trump and filming it or whatever the hell he was planning on doing. Well, guess what? He didn't do it. It didn't happen. He didn't pull it off. Okay? So it's a story, yes, but do we obsessively cover it for days? How is that relevant to the election? It's not relevant to the election at all. It's not a relevant issue. Yes, it's a news story, but it's not relevant to the election at all. So why would you let this news story that nothing, in the end, nothing fucking happened. Why do you let that now dominate the coverage of the election and completely take the focus off the freaking relevant issues and put it onto this and let Donald Trump just play the victim instead of questioning his capacity to be president after that disastrous debate performance? But no, I guess we're not going to talk about that anymore. We're not going to talk about the fact that he's tweeting in all caps, "I hate Taylor Swift." What kind of freaking lunatic does that? He is a 78-year-old man running for president. He was president. And he's tweeting that he hates some 20-something-year-old pop singer? What kind of a deranged lunatic? Let Taylor Swift have her freaking opinion. You got to tweet out that you hate her? What kind of a nut? And this doesn't raise questions about this man's sanity? No, the media doesn't ask a single question. No, we're just going to obsessively cover this assassination attempt, which, even if true, should only be like a one-day story because nothing freaking happened. The man is fine. It should be covered. But if you're going to cover this, then you should ask questions. And that, again, is the problem. They're covering it, and they're not covering it they're not putting it in perspective. They're blowing it out of all proportion, and they're making it the obsessive focus of all the coverage now. And they're not asking any freaking questions. They are just accepting what is being told to them. I mean, it makes me sick. No questioning at all. The news coverage, yeah, cover it, but we need to get back to the freaking issues of this campaign. Are we going to let Donald Trump back into the White House because some lunatic was planning to take a shot at him but didn't pull it off? You know, if Donald Trump manages to get back into the White House, the media's coverage on this story could be the reason why. If it's a close election, Donald Trump was being destroyed by himself with his horrible debate performance, his crazy comments, attacking Taylor Swift, attacking immigrants, engaging in all this conspiracy stuff, Laura Loomer on his side. He's doing all this to himself. Now the media saves him from himself. Some lunatic, if it's even true, some lunatic had planned to take a shot at him, and now because that happened, because one deranged lunatic had planned to take a shot at Trump and didn't even pull it off, because that happened, now the media is giving Donald Trump, who is this close to being president again, they're giving him a free pass on all his crazy. Okay, because some lunatic had planned to try to assassinate him but didn't pull it off, we're now going to give him a pass on his relationship with Laura Loomer. We're going to give him a pass on all the crazy shit he's saying about immigrants and eating pets. And all these lies he's telling about immigrants is resulting in bomb threats, all kinds of threats against immigrants, bomb threats being called in on schools and other places. Someone could end up getting killed over there because of Donald Trump's lies. No, he gets a free pass now. They're not even going to cover that anymore. They're certainly not going to cover the debate. That's old news, right? They were covering Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance every day until he dropped out of the race. But Donald Trump, no, we're already moving on because some lunatic had planned to take a shot at him. And now we're going to drop questions about all of that stuff. We're going to drop coverage of all of that insanity and whether or not Donald Trump is actually even psychologically fit to be president. Nope, we're going to give him a free freaking pass now, and we're just going to obsessively talk about this assassination attempt that wasn't pulled off, wasn't even close to being pulled off, and we're just going to give Donald Trump a free freaking pass. I despise the media. The media is why Donald Trump got elected in the first place. And if he is reelected, God forbid, it will be because of the media. Again, I cannot stand these people. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Talk to you again soon.